Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was an avowed racist whose goal was to reduce the black population in America, and she succeeded. 80% of abortion clinics in America are in minority neighborhoods. Over 22,500,000 black babies have been aborted in 50 years. Over 1,000 black babies are aborted every day. Abortion is the #1 killer of black lives in the United States, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Abortion kills more black people than HIV, homicide, diabetes, accidents, cancer, and heart disease combined.
What was the objective of Planned Parenthood? Now you're talking about in the 30s now.
Right.
You're talking about someone by the name of Margaret Sanger, who was the founder of Planned Parenthood. What did she say the purpose was? Margaret Sanger, who was an honorary Klanswoman. Margaret Sanger, who used to give lectures at Klans rallies talking about the population of Negroes and particularly has to be lessened. Margaret Sanger, who said that, quote, Negroes are like human weeds and should be exterminated, end quote. Margaret Sanger, who in a black and white interview that everyone can go look up on YouTube right now with Mike Wallace, sat there and said that I believe, quote, I believe that I believe the greatest sin is to bring a child into the world, end quote. You can go watch that on YouTube right now. Pause the video, go look at it, come back.
Do you believe in sin? When I say believe, I don't mean believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing?
Since 1973, legal abortion has killed more African Americans than AIDS, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and violent crime combined. Every week, more blacks die in American abortion clinics than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. And the largest chain of abortion clinics in the United States is operated by Planned Parenthood.
To point in this country that African American women, though they make up 12% of the population, they account for 37% of the abortions. An African American baby is almost 5 times more likely to be aborted than a white child. The abortion industry at this point kills as many African American people every 4 days as the Klan killed in 150 years. And you can truly say the most dangerous place for an African American to be is in the womb of their African American mother.
All across America, you can stand outside of the abortion clinics and see a steady stream of black women coming in and out. But somewhere along the way, we got the idea that this is a white issue or a conservative issue or a Republican issue, and therefore it's not an issue that we have to be concerned about. This same attitude has allowed Planned Parenthood and other members of the abortion industry to carry out this genocide right under our very noses. Right now in America, about half of our babies are being killed in the womb. And in certain parts of America, more of our babies are being aborted than are being born.
Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Women.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not okay.
You know.
To understand what the agenda was behind the legalization of abortion, all you need to do is look at the statistics from the U.S. government. Studies from the CDC show that prior to the legalization of abortion, approximately 80% of all illegal abortions were done on white women. One study in New York even found that white women had 5 times as many abortions as black women. But at the moment abortion became legal, that began to reverse. And that's why the legalization of abortion was so crucial for the eugenics movement. Legalization created the ability to market abortion in the black community. And from a eugenics standpoint, that changed everything.
These people cannot have it both ways. First, they say that birth control will reduce the number of abortions. Then they flood our neighborhoods with birth control clinics. And what's the result? Our abortion rate skyrockets. So either they lied about the fact that birth control would reduce abortions in our neighborhoods, or this is the results and the purpose they wanted from the beginning. At this point, I truly have the tendency to believe the latter.
So bottom line, not only do we have to acknowledge their agendas and tumults and policies that they created to eliminate and genocide the so-called black race, we also have to be able to identify it. If you can't identify how they're genociding you and your people, how can you ever speak up against it and help your other people to wake up and realize exactly what they're doing? Abortion is a form of black genocide. Margaret Sanger stands behind that 100%. She has a lot of people that's standing behind her. The Ashkenazis supported this. They funded it. Okay, we have to understand the Homeland Security, they funded them spraying chemicals on us and sterilize us. Like, we have to wake up. Not only can you speak about it, identify it. Okay, we gotta wake up. This is Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O God, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. We got to understand, the scriptures is telling us the people that's doing this to the Most High chosen people, they hate him. They hate the Most High, okay? And they hate his people. They hate the children of Israel. How in the world could Ashkenazis be his chosen people when they're the ones behind it? They're the ones that's funding these things. They the ones that backed her. They're the ones that's orchestrating, pulling the strings on this. How then could they be God's chosen people? That's hypocrisy. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And how much easier can you do it? By genociding a whole nation of people. That'll make you not ever remember your race, your nation, who you are, your lineage, your custom, your God, right? Just get rid of you. Just eliminate you. Depopulate you, right? Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are federate against it. They hate us, y'all. Gotta wake up. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. So these wicked nations that came against us. These nations came together, them Ishmaelites that come into the hood and tax us 80% on a dollar. Like, these are these wicked nations that come together and make these tumults, these agendas, and then they push it. But make no mistake about it, they spend trillions of dollars to keep us in darkness from knowing who we are. Now they're spending trillions of dollars to eliminate us, because they feel like they succeeded in their job, right? Their job was to steal our identity, to trick the world into believing that they were the true Jews, the true Israelites, right? The children of the Most High. But now they feel like they're successful with that, and they thought that they were successful in that, which they wasn't. The Most High children is rising up, and we coming back to claim our identity, and that is what we're doing today. Now y'all want to drop chemicals on us. Y'all want to eliminate us, right? Sterilize us, depopulate us. This is a black Holocaust. If our people don't wake up sooner or later, it's going to be too late. But as the children of Israel, we have to acknowledge our sins, return back to the Most High, and keep his law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.